Lindsay Powers, welcome to DBL. Just like you, I also have two boys who obviously keep me on my toes. Never a dull moment. You recently wrote an article stating that it's okay to be an okay parent. What did you mean by that?
When I said an okay parent, I wasn't saying I'm a bad parent. It meant that I'm not in the competition to be like the world's best mom right now. I mean, we're not just working from home or parenting from home. We are parenting during a global pandemic. So I think we have to show ourselves a little bit of grace.
So, Lindsay, what's been your hardest parenting moment? I understand being a parent is hard in general, but just specifically during this quarantine.
Right, so I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and their schools are closed. I'm working from home. I work full time, plus I have my new book, You Can't Blink Up Your Kids. My husband's working from home, so we're all stuck in our little house in Brooklyn with not a lot of outdoor space. So after a night, my house was a mess. We just made dinner, of course, the millionth meal that I've made at home. And I had a moment, right? I told my husband I just need 20 minutes. I went upstairs. I closed the door. I said, I have to find a way to make this work. And the way to make it work is to just come to terms with me being the okayest mom. And that's where I kind of set these ground rules that I laid out in this article, what my goals are during this really surreal life moment.
I love it. I think me, you, and my wife and your husband, we need to be social media friends. We need someone to lean on.
We should do this. We can Zoom talk at night about this.
It sounds good to me. Now, Lindsay, you've created a parenting mantra for quarantine. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I have a couple of things that stick in my head. The first thing is screen time rules do not count. We are never going to look back at this time and say, I really wish my kids had watched, less Paw Patrol during this global pandemic. And plus, in my book, I do go into all the research with screen time and show that it helps people connect, which is more necessary than ever right now. So screens are fine. One of my other rules is that my home is not a school. You're not going to see me doing math worksheets for my kids, but more importantly, we're focusing on life skills. When we cook together, they learn math, how to follow directions, order, and how many people are quarantined inside their house now and wish they learned how to cook as kids. So school is kind of the school of life. And, we're eating all the carbs as well. I'm not so focused on having this quote unquote perfect meal. Also, comfort food is a thing during a life period that's not the most comfortable. So we're trying to find a little bit of that. And, the last rule is that we're taking breaks. My husband and I are leaning on each other to take breaks, whether that's sitting on the edge of the bathtub for 5 minutes or handing our kids their tablet for a couple of minutes so they can zone out. We're looking at this as a marathon, not a race, and that's what's helping us keep our composure during it, to be honest.
Lindsay, I totally agree with you. I love your style. Now, a couple of years ago, you started the No Shame Parenting movement. Now, today, that hashtag has reached more than 170 million people. Why do you think this no judgment space resonates with so many people?
I think that so many people scroll social media and they're comparing themselves to everyone, right? It's no longer just your mom, your friends, your neighbor. Now you're comparing yourself to that middle school frenemy who you follow on Instagram, to maybe the Kardashians, people who have totally different lives than you, and no one's posting the less than perfect moments of their life. So I think that No Shame Parenting went so viral because it gave people permission to be open and real and honest. And I think it's really important for us to connect.
Lindsay, I'm not even joking. Check your messages because you're about to get a follow right after we're done with this interview.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, my wife too, trust me. Lindsay, thank you so much for joining DBL. Your book, You Can't Blink Up Your Kids, is in stores now. Lindsay, thanks again so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me, Jeff. Good luck to you and your wife and your family.